Hello and good morning to you. This is Cliff Graves from Train World Boxing. Now, folks, I did say that our last video was done just a few moments ago before Christmas time, but I just had to get on because some of the absolute tosspots that almost command YouTube presence are almost fraudulent. Now, we do not name and shame these individuals. We just let the power of the people find them out. Where praise is due, then I think it's pretty much a green light, and yeah, I think it's not a bad thing to, praise somebody here on YouTube. So I want to talk about, and we are talking about a very, very recently broadcast video. Again, mouthing off that boxing is no good, but get this, in a street fight. Well, let me just stop you there and say we at Train World Boxing are only interested in the sport aspect of it, boxing, and the self-defense aspect of it all. All other, which is personified as street fighting, we are not interested in. I don't know what it's like across the pond in the United States, but what I can attest to here in the United Kingdom is, let me tell you, 3 strikes and you are out, meaning 3 strikes and more than likely they're going to bang you up for life. And certainly here in the United Kingdom, the authorities frown upon street fighting. So what is the difference between street fighting and self-defense? I've said this before until I'm blue in the face. So come on, YouTube algorithms, stop blocking this superb information I want to give to people for free. Stop it, YouTube algorithms, and get these videos out to the needed people. A street fight is what it says it is. It is something where 2 or more consenting adults fight. I would say 99% of street fighting can be avoided. Now, when we then talk about self-defense, well, this is such a broad subject. We could do another video lasting 60 minutes or more on what is true self-defense. But it's avoidance, isn't it? But if there is absolutely no perceivable possibility of avoidance, or it's sudden via an ambush, then you have no choice. We are presuming in this dire straits situation where you cannot run away. For whatever reasons, you could have children with you. God forbid them witnessing something like this. You could have an elderly mother with you. You know, there are times when it won't be possible to run away. An ambush situation, you won't be able to run away, will you? You won't be able to talk it down. Where you failed is you haven't used the art of not be there and situational awareness if you have to be there. But that's quite a cruel thing to say from me, because there are just unavoidable situations, and I'm talking about something which is unavoidable. So we are not talking about bare knuckle street fighting in any way whatsoever. We are talking about self-defense and self-defense only. And we're talking about when it's gone physical. It matters tiddly boo what you do to stop and end that threat, to then in some circumstances run away. It doesn't matter whether it's a poke in the eye, whether it's a headbutt, whether it's a kick into the groin, whether it's an elbow, whether it's a power slap, whether it's a power jab, as a boxer would do. Does it? Your ulterior motive is to stop this threat so you can run away, or you can make your escape and exit out of it to safety. That could be running into a householder's home. That could be running into a public place. That could be running away so you can dial 999. So it matters not one single iota what you do to facilitate that. Does it? Only that you've used something that has given you that time gap to escape and get away. That is the essence of when it has gone physical, certainly here in the UK. So if you have injured somebody whereby they need to have urgent medical assistance, which here in the UK would be the paramedics coming out to get them off to hospital, into A&E, and then from there treatment is given and perhaps hospitalization. I'm talking about a serious situation where you picked up a makeshift weapon and cracked it straight over the back of their head, for example. What I'm saying is we are talking purely physical now on the self-defense side. And if whatever you use works, then great for you. That could be anything from Wing Chun, the thrusting fingers into the throat, into the eyes, for example. We're talking about serious self-defense now, where you could lose your life if you don't use proactive violence to stop the threat, right? What do you think Fairbairn, does anybody know that name? Fairbairn Sykes? I think it was in the First World War. They taught the commandos lethal techniques to kill. To kill. And it's one of those historical stories that you either believe, you choose to believe, or you don't. But as the story goes, Fairbairn, I'm sure it's Fairbairn Sykes, but you'll know what I mean, had been a police officer in Shanghai and had utilized a lot of techniques from Kung Fu systems. And I can see one which I've seen in the videotapes of Fairbairn teaching commandos, like a tiger claw palm thing, right? And that is predominantly from the 5 animal Hung Quan Kung Fu system. It is known as the tiger form, and it is commonly known as the tiger palm. So don't you know who you are if you're listening to this, but I think you're so fucking narcissistic and up yourself, you won't. But there you are. There's specific techniques taken from Kung Fu. The finger thrusting bilji, also known as bilji, from Wing Chun. The tiger claw taken from Hung Quan. The power jab taken from boxing. Are you honestly trying to espouse with all your nonsense and inflated rubbish that somebody like Lennox Lewis delivering a power jab is not going to be effective? You silly, stupid moron of an idiot of a man who claims to be a self-defense instructor? Are you? Oh, I'm clever. I'm not naming and shaming. So it could be any bugger. How do you know it's you I'm talking to? But you know, you nasty little insect of a human being. And incidentally, his character is charging you your hard-earned shekels for this Rubbish. There's a lot of them out there. There's also a lot of very good instructors out there, and it's a bit of a lottery. You can only try and go and see which ones are genuine and which ones aren't. I just want to finish in closing and tell you that I do know what I'm talking about, and this other individual doesn't. And that is that in my ill-spent youth, I'm now 61, 62 in July. In my ill-spent youth, I had got into street fights, meaning they could have been avoided. So I'd gone to this bar where they had pool tables, and we was drinking. Another thing which is difficult, where you can't claim self-defense, certainly here in the UK, or it's difficult uphill struggle, is if you've been drinking alcohol, because they say, well, his decisions were impaired. I digress. So, cutting a long story short, it kicked off in this pool bar. I'm peaceably trying to play pool, and I saw in my peripheral vision somebody approaching me from my left side. Now, I had the pool cue in my right hand. Yes, I could have smashed that over this person's skull and smashed their skull like an eggshell. But instantaneously, I power jabbed, not a flicker jab. We're talking about a power jab where you step in and let all your weight go in. This character that was coming from my left side, and I'm right-handed, I power left jabbed him straight onto the nose, breaking his nose instantaneously with one shot. So it all got, people were flying in and separating it and stopping it and all this and all that. This guy scuttered off to the corner, clutching his nose, with claret all over the floor and everything. Well, obviously, there was involvement from ambulances and the other, you understand? But it was just a simple crack straight on the jaw, the nose. Now, I know the value of a power jab because I got my nose broken in the ring in a contest. I remember it. I got bang. I walked straight on to this power jab, well timed, straight onto my nose, and my nose just went bing. Doesn't take much to break a nose. So, again, from boxing, taken from boxing. So we've got these self-defense situations taken from traditional Wing Chun, bilji, thrusting fingers, which if you get that in the throat, mate, that is a fight stopper, I'm telling you. The tiger claw from the tiger system, Hung Kwan, that Fairbanks used to expose the throat and then take out the throat. And the power jab in boxing, and I could go on and on and on and on and on. Self-defense, when it's gone physical, all of it is derived from the fighting sports. All of it. the Muay Thai elbow? Is it Lethwei, the Lethwei headbutt from Burmese boxing, the deadly headbutt? The karate punch into the solar plexus? It's all taken from martial arts, and boxing is a martial art in its own right. So, my advice is to completely ignore, boycott. You'll see them here on YouTube. The individuals that are trying to tell you that there is no merits at all in any of the fighting arts, traditional martial arts. What they have done is cleverly play on words and then looked at a couple of amateurs that are stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. They've got their hands bandages, that have got the gloves on, they've got gum shields in, they've got head guards on, that are using their ringcraft strategy. We're not talking about that, are we? We are talking about the real stuff. The real stuff. So you're working off the fence, which in actual fact, I believe was first introduced or taught to Jeff Thompson here in the UK. And everybody knows what the fence is supposed to do. The fence can take on different formats and different angles, one-sided and all the rest of it. And it's the same. I've put my fence up. You've now got to climb over my fence, metaphorically speaking now, to come and get me. And if you do, I have the legal right to preemptively strike you to stop the threat. And that preemptive strike can be anything if it's going to work. If the power jab is going to work for Lennox Lewis, smashing them straight on the nose, breaking their nose, and they scurry away, that's the threat over with. If you're going to get jumps and ambush, then you've got to be immediate, haven't you? You can't put up a fence. It's immediate stuff going on, which could be taken from traditional Hong Kwan stuff, karate stuff, all designed to teach you techniques for that eventual potential occurrence. So in closing, my advice is, please, please take with a pinch of salt what you hear from certain individuals, and you'll discern them when you see them. And think through your own common sense about a self-defense situation over a street fight situation. The bare-knuckled fight outside the pub. Two adult men normally have consented to go out the back, round the rear of a pub and have a punch-up, basically. They're both going to get themselves nicked for a fray. and then banged up for maybe 18 long months away from their loved ones, where they shouldn't have been so daft, should they? Fucking well walked away, shouldn't they? But self-defense is a completely different thing, and you utilize what is going to work, don't you? You don't deduce and get your protractor out and say, "Oh, I've got to do this. I can't do this. I can't do that." If an headbutt across the bridge of the nose is going to stop the threat, you do it. If a poke into a bilgy from Wing Chun is going to stop the threat straight into the throat to stop the threat, then you have to use it, don't you? So let's stop this childish bickering, because it's just trying to create a platform for the insects and the parasites out there. So I hope this is sort of like clarified all of this, and you people go in peace from the center of your heart to all those around you. This is Cliff Graves from Trainwell Boxing. Ciao.